Hello everyone, it's Maha. I'm back for another video. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope you guys are all doing really well. And I hope you've had a chance to watch some of the videos that have been happening on this series called Dreaming Moon series. If you are new to my channel and if you haven't heard me talk about this before, I have created an introduction video, which I posted on October 27th about this series, which I'm a part of, along with 12 other really wonderful YouTube content creators here in our community. And I will post down below in the description box a link to my intro video, as well as a list of everybody, the dream team, who's going to be presenting to you, and a couple who have already presented. So my contribution to this series is a video that I'm doing today, which is on dreams as oracles. So I'm going to be talking to you about how you can transform your nighttime dreams into your living, breathing, personal oracle. I wanted to talk about some of my own experiences, just giving you some examples and of how dreams have been giving me advice and how they have served as an oracle for me. And I also just wanted to share some tips with you. Some of these are all personal tips. Of course, the topic of dreams and the subject is such a vast and mysterious and still quite subjective topic, and I think that itself is a really great reason why I'm so happy that we're doing this series, because everybody is bringing their own thoughts, knowledge, wisdom, experiences all together here. And because this is just one of those topics that cannot be explored enough, and like I said, is so vast and huge, then I think approaching it in this way is just really, really ideal. So I hope that you are going to be learning a lot and benefiting from this series. Of course, as I said before, everybody is approaching it from so many different angles. So if you're just someone who has a hard time, maybe you're here watching this and you're thinking that you have a hard time remembering your dreams, but you would like to, I think this is a really good place to start. I believe that the more we connect with our dreams, the more we take interest in them, the more we appreciate them and are grateful for them, and the more we ask questions within, instead of running to some outside source to get answers, and the more we reflect on them, the more we can connect and strengthen a relationship with our dreams. And for me personally, it's something that has happened, sort of developed over time. So I personally believe that there isn't really a 1, 2, 3 step, simple, easy, fast way to approach this whole topic of dreams and working with our dreams, because it is a personal journey for everybody. So what I'm going to be sharing here, and I think what a lot of us are bringing here, is just our personal experiences from our own dream world, and how we can contribute and how we can pass that on. At least for me, this is definitely the case, just from first-hand experience and passing that wisdom that comes to me through dreams. To me, dreams are sort of like a bridge that helped me connect with my source, spirit, higher self, and a sort of a way to communicate, get messages in the night time, in the night sleep time. Not all dreams, of course, serve as oracles. There are, like I said, many different reasons why we dream, many different angles and approaches, many different types of dreams. However, once you build a really rich connection and relationship with your dreams, that just deepens And the more it deepens, the more you can draw from it, the more you can draw from your own inner source. This source that I was speaking with, that I was talking about, where I feel that the dreams are a bridge to that source lives within each one of us. And drawing from that source, we can get guidance through it, in a way, through ourselves, using the vessel that we have here, our bodies and our imagination. So just in my own personal life and my experience with dreams, I have several experiences where I couldn't come up with the solution or the answer to a problem that I was facing. And then in my dreams, suddenly the answer just came, and it made so much sense, and I followed it through. And if I had consciously tried to put effort into coming up with the answers or the solutions to those particular problems, I couldn't have. And in my dream, it was just so effortless, so easy, so simple, and the solution just came to me. So that's what I mean when I talk about dreams as oracles. So I'll give you a couple of examples. For example, just not too long ago, I was having a lot of anxiety. I was just really, one night I just had way too much, and I asked my higher self, I went within myself and I asked, what can I do about this? And then I had a dream where this poem came to me, like a mantra to repeat when I have a moment like that again, when I'm in intense anxiety, like in the grip of it. And this mantra I wrote down when I woke up, because I kept repeating it so I don't forget it. And I still have it written down in my journal, and I just love it. It really helped me quite a few times in my waking life. And then another really prominent time that really sticks out to me is many years ago, I was suffering with a gastrointestinal digestive issue, and doctors weren't really helping. The medicine wasn't really helping. I just didn't know what to do. And then one night I had a dream that I went to a gastrointestinal doctor's office, sat in front of the doctor, asked him what I should do, and he gave me this advice that I followed the next day. When I woke up, I followed exactly what the doctor told me, and it worked. It saved me. It actually literally did. And even today, I follow that advice. And then just last week, actually, I had a dream about an email that I've been putting off writing to a friend, because I just didn't know what to say in response to a really complicated situation. I didn't know really how to say it, what to say. And then in the dream, the email just came. It was like, this is what you're gonna say. And then when I woke up, it made so much sense. I really couldn't have thought about coming up with these words the way that they came through in my dreams. It was just, so perfect. So yeah, it's this is what I mean, is that we have this inner guidance that we can tap into in a really effortless way. And effortless is the key word to me when I think of working with dreams, because I find that many people, they try too hard or try really hard to remember dreams. And I think that putting a lot of pressure and putting a lot of too much effort into wanting or forcing something to happen with the dream world is expecting or putting expectations on the imagination, or on this mysterious aspect of our subconscious realm. And I think that and those expectations that we put on, or the pressures, are coming from a place of the ego, which is, I want this to happen, or I want it to be like this. And the thing is that that's not how dreams work. That's not the nature of dreams, as most of you already know. I think you all know. I'm assuming that the subconscious and the imagination world is just not, it's very separate from the conscious, the part of the daytime where we want to do this and we have goals and we set the goals and we want to get them done. Whereas dreams, they're just a little bit out of our control, which is why a lot of people are uncomfortable with the whole subject of nighttime and dream world, subconscious. But I think there is a sort of really beautiful peace in this part of us, that if we tap into that and just let go and release the need to want things to happen a certain way, then things will come. And I think that the more we ask, the more we sit and contemplate with those questions and spend time in contemplation, that's a very important one, the more these messages and signals will come to us, whether it's just through messages and synchronicities as we go through our day, or in our nighttime, in our dreams. So just some tips that I wanted to share with you, of course, are just, like I said, very subjective and personal. And there really isn't any set way I'm going to do this. Some of it I probably just gave you. I made a video on tarot and dream work, and in that video, in the beginning part, I talked about sleep hygiene and went over some things maybe to do in order to nurture the dream time and to invite dreams to come. And I will link that video down below, so I won't go over those things right now. Those are just very basic things that we can prepare for dreams, for the dream time, for the dream world. And I think one of it I already mentioned, which is that not having expectation, keeping in mind that word effortless. Really, if you think about the high priestess in tarot, that represents the moon and the subconscious mind and the ocean, the vastness of the ocean, the element of water, nighttime, all of these things. These are outside of the control of the ego and not conscious. So I think, mentally, just being able to let go of any expectations and just taking interest and having curiosity, sort of being the observer and paying attention. The more I have found in my life, the more I pay attention to dreams, the more they come to me and the more they speak to me. And some people believe that it's not good to talk about dreams with other people. Personally, that's not the approach I've ever taken. I've always shared my dreams. Well, of course, not always. Some of them are personal. But I'm just always so excited when I have a dream. And the first thing I try to do, and I try to remember, is just to be grateful for the fact that I had that dream. And then to share it with close, trusted friends in my life, people who care about me, and people who are interested, people who are not going to make fun of me or be sarcastic about it. People who will help me to reflect on the dream. That has really, it has probably speeded up the process of remembering dreams, just dream recall. So I think the key element here with all these tips for me is contemplation, spending time in contemplation, carving out times during the day where you can just have idle time to just sit, relax, and stare into space and allow thoughts to come in and reflect on thoughts. And this is not meditation, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. Contemplation is something that I think in the modern society today, as opposed to the ancient times, it's not really rewarded. It's not highly regarded. Whereas for the ancient Greeks, contemplation was revered. For the Romans, it was so important to sit in contemplation. You go for a walk, and if you think about the word consider, the root of the word consider in Latin, con means with, and sitter is stars. So it meant go out and be with the stars. That's what that word really means if you think about the etymology of it. Consider is to go and be with the stars. So you think of the nighttime and all the stars in the sky. It's like the importance of just sitting quietly, contemplating on an idea, a thought, feeling, an emotion, and detaching yourself from the drama. These days it's really hard because we all are, the fact is that we are living in a culture where distraction is promoted. It's like I sometimes call it the ADHD culture, with social media, with all the stuff that really take us away from ourselves, from going within. And I think that my viewers here can relate to that. And so I think it's even more important to cultivate that self-awareness, that inner self-awareness and mindfulness, to to what we are doing, what we are engaging on, where our energy is going. So contemplation is one. And funny thing is, for me, and this is funny because I wasn't sure if I was going to say it, but I will say it. When I'm in the bathroom, it's a very contemplative time for me. I don't know if anybody out there feels the same. And I'm talking about just closing the door, I think what it is just having a timeout, sitting in that moment when you're in the bathroom, you're all alone, you're sitting, and for a moment, you're in the state of relaxation. And it's just a natural process of the body. And I have actually had this conversation with other people who have felt similar. And for me, the bathroom is a really sacred place. I have a lot of beautiful objects in my bathroom that I connect with on like natural objects. I have seashells, I have plants, I have pictures of gods and goddesses, well, not gods, just goddesses, and pictures of goddesses by bodies of water. Some of my favorite John Waterhouse paintings. I actually have paintings. I have a painting of a flower, a beautiful painting of a pear. So I wanted to create a space. Like the bathroom is for me a space of contemplation. It is just like my bedroom, it has its own purpose, its own sacredness, and my living space, everything around me. But I think the bathroom also is important, and that's where we have to go several times a day. There was a practice I learned in a course I was taking on highly sensitive people, and this practice was, I can't remember her name, the psychologist who put on this course. If I remember, I will link it down below. But the practice was every time you go to the bathroom, ask yourself, how am I feeling? And what do I need? What am I needing? How am I feeling? And I think it's true that when we go to the bathroom, we have this moment to pause. So I wanted to just mention that as a space for contemplation, apart from meditation. And the meditations that I think are really helpful for deepening our experiences in the dream time, in the dream world at night, are sort of more visualization meditations. I personally don't do very much of that, and I never have, just because I have always really had I've always been a very visual person. But I'm saying that if there's somebody out there who has trouble right now remembering dreams, this is maybe something that could help you, is visualizations, practicing visualizations, being able to see something really clearly, smelling it, tasting it, everything, just like as if it's right in front of you. I think the more you strengthen your ability to visualize, the more that's going to help at nighttime with your dreams. I personally don't separate dreams from waking life. To me, I'm just as much awake in my nighttime dreams as I am in my daytime. It's like when I go to sleep, I enter my other life, my subconscious mind, and I am fully engaging in everything. And for me personally, it continues. So if I leave a dream, the next night I go back to it again. So it's like a to be continued kind of sequence. Just like my daytime, it's like I have this relationship with my daytime and a relationship with my nighttime dreams. But I didn't have that always, and that's something that I have strengthened over the years, not consciously. It's not something that I consciously worked on, but it is something that happened sort of gradually and organically, and I guess this is why I'm so excited and interested in sharing this material with you, this what I know to have done through experience. And I've really, ever since I was very young, I've been interested in dreams. I actually wrote a huge research paper topic on dreams when I was in grade 8 or grade 9 in high school. So it's just been always a really topic of interest. And I just thought that this video is quite rambly as opposed to my videos that are usually more structured. But, the nature of dreams is not really structured, so I couldn't really structure this video, to be honest, because there isn't really any, like I said, step-by-step approach. So I talked about contemplation, visualization, meditation, the bathroom, not expecting an answer right away, some tips for creating ritual sacred spaces where you can contemplate, let thoughts come in, just contemplate. And instead of running to a book when you have a question that can't be answered, like the examples I gave before, my email, when you have a question, let that question soak in. Ask yourself the question, maybe, instead of running to a tarot deck or somebody else or your friend on the phone or online researching. Ask yourself the question. Ask your inner intelligence, your higher intelligence, because you are truly intelligent. Your wisdom inside you has the answers. It really has the solutions. And you might not know it during the day, but you do know it. And I think that's why a lot of people, a lot of us really connect with tarot, because tarot helps us to see, to know what we know, but we didn't know that we knew. You know, it's sort of like that the answers are within us already. The key is inside already. I remember when I was learning tarot a long time ago, I was learning about the major arcana, and then I was sort of wondering about the minor arcana. I asked myself in the bathroom, I wonder what the minor arcana is. So if the major arcana is the bigger archetypal things, energies in life, then what are the minor arcana? What do they represent? And then I had a dream that the minor arcana represents the everyday events, the smaller everyday events, maybe not as significant, but just the smaller everyday events. And when I woke up, then I went and did some research, and that's exactly the answer that I found. So I tapped into this collective unconsciousness. The answers are already there, and you are connected to wherever the source is. You're connected to that. And the dreams, to me, like I said earlier, serve as this bridge that help us to connect, to draw information. That's where inspiration comes from, right? That's where the artist suddenly gets an inspired idea or an image. So many of my paintings have come to me through my images, through my dreams. I've had dreams where I walk into a gallery and I see a painting on the wall, and I wake up and I just, I remembered that dream, so I painted it. So as an actual physical tool, for me, crystals are really helpful for tapping into dreams. One crystal that I love using in connecting and receiving messages through dreams is selenite. And I have this piece here that's just a heart. But what I love is the palm-size selenite and the ones that are polished. Not the rough ones, but just the palm-size polished selenite. And I like to place this heart one straight right here on my heart when I go to sleep sometimes. And then I connect with it throughout the night. I just touch it as I'm sleeping. Every once in a while, I think it's every probably half an hour, 45 minutes, I'll wake up, touch it, go back to sleep again, continue my dream again, like a loop. And I find that the light of selenite, this white light, helps me to visualize connecting to that divine source and receiving messages. So that's a really powerful one for me. Another helpful little thing is the flower essences. I've used flower essences before for dream work, and they really deepened my dreams, and I got some really almost angelic message type of dreams connecting with the angel world. I remember this one time I dreamt I was taking a flower essence. I can't remember which one, but there are many different types, and you can look at which is more suitable for you. I had this dream where I was looking at a white iris flower, and I could hear music, and there was this angelic presence all around me, like surrounding me from here to like, I don't know, maybe at least 5 feet away from me, or maybe 10 feet away from me, was this angelic presence that was telling me, this is what iris flower sounds like. this is what it sounds like, and I could hear the music. So wonderful. And that was my experience while I was taking some flower essences. So I think flower essences and crystals can be just some practical ways of working with dreams. So I hope that I gave you some insights, some inspiration to continue on this journey of working with your dreams. I hope that you have a chance to watch everybody else's videos. I think that it's going to be just a very enriching month. So this series is going on until November 24th, started on the new moon in Scorpio and is ending on the new moon in Sagittarius. Thank you so much, everybody, once again for being here. I really value your presence, and as always, I'm sending you lots of love and many blessings. Many kisses. Take care, everyone. Bye.